I tested 5 of the highest money-making apps that everyone keeps talking about, but surprisingly, only 2 of them actually paid me anything worth talking about.
Bro.
So, if you've been searching apps that pay real money and you are getting tired of clickbait that never shows proof, this one is different. Because I'm not here to sell you a dream. I'm here to tell you exactly what worked, what wasted my time, and what you should expect if you're trying any of these apps. Especially if you're doing this from Ghana or any part of the world where PayPal and crypto withdrawal conversions change the maths a bit. But before we begin, this video is strictly for educational and entertainment purposes only. I'm not a financial advisor. The first app I'm going to talk about is Binance because it is one of the apps that actually moved the needle for me. But I didn't just use Binance, I traded on it. Specifically, I got into something called P2P arbitrage trading, which sounds complicated, but once you understand the basics, it becomes easier to follow. So, let me explain it this way. Sometimes, the price of a coin is slightly different on one exchange compared to another, or even slightly different between the buy price and the sell price on the same platform. In P2P trading, you will sometimes notice slight price spreads between different buy and sell orders or across platforms where traders try to capture that tiny margin to trade the difference. But the truth is, transfer fees and exchange rate shifts can quickly turn a small profit into a loss. Anyway, this is not a financial advice, and crypto trading carries a high risk of losing your capital. And that's where risk matters because crypto trading isn't a guaranteed paycheck. Now, when I take you to my Binance P2P order history, you will see quite a few trades I have taken over the past months. However, I didn't choose this journey without thinking. I spent time learning how to stop a trade and how to convert between USD and cedars without losing value to bad exchange rates. To my best of knowledge, Binance is not some app that magically prints money. So if you are thinking about trying this, go in treating it like a skill you are building, not a lottery ticket. And I mean, start small, learn the mechanics, and don't put in money you can't afford to lose. The second app that has generated the most value for me personally is PiNetwork, and it is one of the most interesting apps because I was in it early as far back as 2020. Back then, PiCoin was just something you mine for free on your phone by tapping a button once a day. Funny enough, a lot of people called it scam because there was no way to cash it out for anything. It just sat on the app as a number on your screen. However, I was stuck with it out of curiosity and waited for what they called the Open Mainnet launch. At this point, Pi actually moved from being a maybe someday app to something with a real tradable value on the open market. And while some long-term users, including myself, were able to convert a portion of the mined coins into real value worth a few $100s during the mainnet launch, the market price for speculative tokens fluctuates wildly and are never guaranteed. So, if you're interested in Pi, I would say treat it the same way you treat any speculative investments. And I mean, do your own research, understand you could get nothing back, and never put in more effort or money than you are okay losing. The third app I'm going to talk about is Backfight, and it's just a mobile game where you complete mission tasks, watch ads, etc., etc. Now, when I open my withdrawal records, you can see my historical payout log over the past 8 months, and it averages out to be a very small reward over time, which is far from a full-time income. However, because this was just an entertainment app, the beginning felt rewarding, especially after completing simple tasks because you see your coins increase quickly. But after spending more time inside the app, the rewards started becoming slower, and I can say for a fact that many reward games apps are designed this way. Most of the developers behind these apps usually attract players with fast early progress. Then later, the rewards becomes much slower. However, it doesn't automatically mean it's fake. When you check my last withdrawal, which was just $2.86, You can see it came in somewhere around April 2026. In my best opinion, Backfight does pay small rewards, but the problem is the expectations behind it. And I mean, don't expect hundreds of dollars from it. Just treat every payment as a bonus instead of an income source. And that simple mindset removes a lot of disappointments. Moving on to the final two apps, we have Magic Car and Fruit Boom. And these are apps that show up in every Make Money on Your Phone video, promising you can cash out real money just by playing games. But the truth is, yes, you can earn small amounts of in-app currency or points, but getting that to convert into actual cash is a different story, especially if you're in Ghana where PayPal account creation is limited. Most of these games load you up with ads, and sometimes they hit you with a hidden requirement to invite a certain number of friends before your withdrawal unlocks. For example, on Magic Car, when I click on the green bank withdrawal option, you will see a pending withdrawal of 40 bucks with a certain bonus attached. But before this reward can be released, the game mechanics wants me to complete 10 checkpoints, which requires me to either complete certificate taxes or invite dozens of friends to release funds. I'm calling this out because it's kind of a classic trap, and most apps use these referral wars to avoid paying users while getting free promotions. The same thing goes for Fruit Boom, but one thing Fruit Boom does best is that when you fail to meet that extra requirement, they may reduce your rewards and send you a cut. Now, when I click on the withdrawal history on Magic Car, you can see a few withdrawal records totaling $43.24. For Fruit Boom, the rewards are quite different, but since these are just for entertainment purposes, I don't really pay attention to those numbers. Now, I'm showing you my actual withdrawals here, not because I want to prove these apps are amazing, but because I want you to see the real numbers, including the small payouts, long waits, and in a couple of cases, withdrawals that got stuck behind extra requirements that weren't mentioned upfront. To me, these games are as fine as something to pass the time and maybe to earn a bit of pocket change while you're already scrolling. But if anyone tells you they are real income source, they are not being straight with you. From my experience, the apps that generated the most value for me were the ones that required patience, learning, and real skills. So whether these games are worth your time depends on what you enjoy and how much you value the small rewards they offer. If you want to see exactly how I approach the trading site step by step, I've got a full breakdown in another video and you can check that one out next. My name is Regina Diamond and I'll see you in the next one.